All right, cool. So it's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with Brandun Lee, 22 wins, 20 KOs, and just coming off, the amazing knockout against Samuel Tia on Showtime to win the International Boxing Organization Intercontinental Super Light title. How's it going, man?
Good. Everything's going good. This COVID is finally kind of going away. So, boxing fans coming back. So that's great for boxing. I'm staying in the gym, staying dedicated to my craft.
Now, with this whole entire situation with the pandemic kind of clearing up and things like that, it seems like more fights are being open, more opportunity to maybe fight with some fans and stuff. Is that anything lined up for you right now? Like any type of dates or?
Not necessarily a date, but I do know that I'm back in July. So I'm gonna start up camp, not this Monday, next Monday. So be on the lookout for a 23-0 coming soon.
Now, your last opponent, Samuel Tia, allegedly is supposed to be like the prospect killer, and you killed him essentially in the ring with that devastating KO. Not playing triangle theories, but I know Samuel Tia beat Kenneth Sims, and I don't know if you saw recently on Saturday that Kenneth Sims beat Elvis Rodriguez.
Yeah, I watched it.
So overall, I guess, were you shocked, or I know that's all in your division?
No, I was shocked. I thought Elvis was. I don't know. For some reason, Elvis wasn't Elvis that night. He kept throwing like 1 to 2 punches at a time, and Kenneth Sims is a counter puncher, so he just kept pulling back and countering that. So that wasn't working. And I'm surprised that Freddie Roach, I'm sure Freddie Roach told Elvis, or Elvis just didn't listen, to double up on the punches, start putting more pressure, make him go backwards, and make him, make it a dogfight.
Now, like I said, not doing triangle theories, but like looking at what you did to Samuel Tia, and Samuel Tia beat Kenneth Sims, does that build confidence in like what you were able to perform then, and seeing how the division's kind of playing out, or just style makes fights?
Style makes fights. I feel like even though that Sam Tia beat Kenneth Sims, and if I went up against Kenneth Sims, that doesn't give me the extra boost. Style makes some fights, and I'm like a moving train, and the train don't stop for anyone. So,
absolutely, and seeing the fact that now like you're inching up, going from a top prospect to, in this case, I would say contender, because of the recent win that you had. This puts you closer to the undisputed, or the belts that Josh Taylor received over on Saturday against Jose Ramirez. First and foremost, you got to pick Josh Taylor right.
I did. I told you, Josh Taylor.
So you got to give you credit 100%. Your boxing, but overall, what was your thoughts on the fight and both guys' performance?
So like the first round, that was super competitive. I think I gave to Jose Ramirez. The second round, I gave to Josh Taylor. Third round, I think I gave to Ramirez. I think it was like the fourth or fifth round, Ramirez. I was like, fuck, this fight's over. Ramirez got it. Because like that round, he put a beating on Josh Taylor. And then you see like what a lot of the UK fighters do, where they just shell up and they really don't do anything. Like we saw with Callum Smith, Billy Joe Sanders, what they did with Canelo. They kind of just shelled up and they really didn't do anything. So I saw that, I think, in the fourth or fifth round from Josh Taylor. I was like, what the hell? And then Josh Taylor started, he changed up his game plan. And, man, much respect to Josh Taylor. One hell of a fighter. And to be honest, I think he got more heart than Jose Ramirez.
Now, there was a lot of like controversy and debates with, I believe it was the uppercut knockdown that sent Jose Ramirez to the canvas, and they were saying it was kind of like a long count. He should have been counted out. What was your thoughts on that?
I do remember, one of the counts was way too long. It was like 20-something seconds, 15 seconds. But yeah, one of the counts was pretty.
And it's pretty cool to see, like, most fighters in a rival division, or your peers in a sense, they obviously go out on Twitter and they want to speak like, oh, I want him next, or this is what I could do with him. But you wrote a very, I guess you gave Josh Taylor a lot of props on Twitter. I think you said Josh Taylor was a dog, and you were praising him on his performance and everything.
Yeah, of course. To me, it just seemed like he wanted it way more. it just seemed like he wanted him. He was like alive. He was there, and Jose Ramirez kind of looked like he was just, you know, I don't know if he was I don't know if he was tired or what, but it just seemed like Josh Taylor wanted him more.
Now, seeing kind of how the division's playing out, I think Josh Taylor has a contract obligation against another fighter, and then he's obviously looking to move up to maybe 147. So in that case, the belts are going to be possibly dispersed. I'm sure that you will love to have a crack at the undisputed title, but if Josh Taylor moves up, the throne's for the taking. Is there like a specific direction that you would want to go in, and certain fighters in that division that you would want to go after?
So I read a tweet by one of the journalists that Josh Taylor has a mandatory with some dude that has the WBO or something like that. So I think that fight should happen like in August or whatever, August or down the line before the end of the year. So I'm trying to get my hands on the IBO world title first. I'm trying to get that by the end of the year. And then I saw that the journalist said that he has to fight that guy, and then maybe he'll fight Crawford at the end of the year. So once that happens, most definitely I'll try to get my hands on the WBC, IBF, WBO. Yeah, definitely eyeing all those.
Is the goal that obviously Crawford done it, then Josh Taylor's done it? Are you looking to be the next one to do the undisputed?
Of course, being undisputed, that's a whole nother level of being a world champion. You're on top of the world.
Now, the division is a very tough division with guys like you, and I think we spoke about it before, but Gervonta moved up into your division. He's going to face Mario Barrios. How do you think Gervonta is going to be able to hang with the big boys up here?
Yeah, I personally think that he fights Barrios and then he goes back down. I think he's just fighting Barrios because it's it's kind of like an easy. I'm gonna take that from him, but I think he fights Barrios and he goes back down to 35 or 30.
What do you see that like Tank's only gonna go to Barrios and not guys like you or Josh Taylor, where he recently kind of do some tweets back?
I think he kind of knows that once you get higher in the higher level you go, the reach, the IQ, all that's going to play factors because Tank is only like 5'5" and his reach isn't that long. So I think he knows that.
Okay. And then obviously I think we talked before that Teofimo Lopez has been thinking about going up to 140 as well and trying to get a crack at Josh Taylor. I guess, would you be interested in a Teofimo Lopez fight if he needed, a fight if you can't get to Josh Taylor?
I'm a train, Ron. I'm a train. Come on.
Of course. Now, with all the stuff that's going on in boxing, I just wanted to highlight that you mentioned on your Instagram that you were doing NFTs and you were getting into that. And it was like a Stop Asian Hate kind of charity.
Yeah. So I had this company reach out to me, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be doing this NFT charity for." I think it lasted for like 2 weeks. So I was out there promoting it among other Asian celebrities. So we're promoting it, and then we raised up to $80,000 for an Asian Hate charity.
Oh wow!
So I'm glad to be a part of that, and try to give back to my people.
How is it like to feel to get into like the whole NFT craze now? That seeing that Canelo's done it, and then Floyd's doing it, and now you have your NFTs out there. Do you think this is going to be like the future of like getting to
be honest, I fully still don't understand an NFT. It's crazy, but of course, cryptocurrency, NFTs, that's all the future.
And of course, there's a lot of money that's going to be involved in future Brandun Lee NFTs when you get your titles, different collectibles and stuff like that. There's also going to be a big money fight. I know you're a huge fan of the fight of the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. What's your whole take on that fight? And do you? I know how you feel about YouTubers, but I guess, do you think it's good for the sport and things like that?
No, I don't think it's good for the sport. A lot of people say that it brings new fans to boxing. Have I already covered this with you?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I don't think it brings new fans to boxing. If anything, it brings new fans to the YouTubers. Because right now, Jake Paul or Logan Paul, he's marketing the hell out of it. You seen that video that he posted of him dodging?
Yep, the little ollie, the Logan Paul.
now you got boxing pages reposting that, so that's getting him more followers. Because we all know Floyd Mayweather, how he fights and who he is and what he is, right? So if anything, I think it's getting the YouTubers more followers. And for Mayweather, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was in his position, I'll do it too. So yeah, I don't know how much he's making. I'm assuming over 100 million.
Yeah, Floyd always get that payday.
Yeah, so,
but I mean, all right. So the thing, I guess, is I guess there's two things I want to highlight is that people were looking at the undercard, and it's actually like you got Badu Jack and Pascal too, which was a great first fight, and they're running it back. They're gonna have a lot of prospects that are going to be on there, and then in addition to, I know the Ocho Cinco fights, one of the, but they're going to have Jarrett Hurd and things like that. Do you think it benefits them in a sense of, I guess, at least getting paid or getting some sort of exposure, like to be able to fight on a Floyd card? Does that help?
I feel like, of course, to be under a Floyd card, most definitely, because you're getting that exposure. I feel like like Thriller, how they have all these celebrities performing at the concerts and at the fights and all that. I think that's a great way to market if you know how to market. But if you just go to them and be like, "Oh, can I get a picture?" That's not great marketing. You gotta, you kind of gotta sell yourself and try to get in contact with them and then go. But other than that, yeah.
And I guess the flirt with the idea. I know that your indifference with it, but let's say that Floyd beats Logan Paul and does a Jake Paul fight, right? Everything's all on Showtime. And they're like, "Yo, Brandon, do you want to be on this card? We need some of that Brandun Lee action on you. Would you fight on the card?"
Yeah, most definitely. I'd be on the. Like I said, it's great. It's great exposure. To be under a Mayweather card, that's great. To be under a Jake Paul, people are going to tune into that. So that's great.
And of course, the hat. I got your hat. Obviously, pissed Floyd off. Do you think Floyd's going to come in and rip Logan Paul's head off? Do you think he's going to pay for it now? Like he's going to really?
I don't think so, because Mayweather, he's a smart man. So same thing he did with Conor McGregor. The UFC fighters, they only fight 3 rounds, I believe, for 5 minutes.
3 to 5-minute rounds, depending. Okay. Yeah.
So they can't fight standing up for that long. So that's why Mayweather, he got him tired, and then he went for the kill once he knew he was done. So, Logan Paul being the bigger man, I'm sure Mayweather's gonna do the same thing.
And being the bigger man, and there's another big fight coming through. It's the 3rd time. It looked like it was Fury Joshua. Arbitration came in, shut it down, and now we got Fury versus Wilder 3. They're showing little highlights of or Malik showing clips of different Wilder moving and stuff. You think it's gonna play the same as before, or you think Wilder has a great opportunity?
I think let me just. I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. Dude's crazy. Did you see him during the on ESPN weekend? He just walked in.
Yeah, he just walked right in and just started cursing on national television.
Yeah, that's funny. I think now that Wilder kind of has he has something to work for on the back of his head, so that's going to motivate him. I still got Tyson Fury, but I feel like it may be a little bit more competitive this time. Hopefully he doesn't wear that 70-pound or 45-pound
outfit. You think he should come in like Mike Tyson does with just shorts, shirt off?
If anything, yeah.
But do you think that Wilder does have a chance in this fight, or do you just think that this is just contractually obligated and Fury's just going to go through and perform and just have another?
Of course, Wilder has a chance. He has that knockout power, so it only takes one punch. So, and this is boxing too, so anything can happen.
And it seems like AJ's probably going to have to fight Usyk now. You think Usyk even has a chance against these big guys, or you think that's just a fight in between?
I've never really watched Usyk, to be honest. I've only seen his highlights. I know that for being how big he is, he's very light on his feet. He's very technical. So that's something you don't see that often. But but I really can't judge them because I've never watched a full fight of them.
Now, before, of course, like I end this, I always want to, give you the floor on any type of topics that matter that you want to speak of, and any type of, you've always been a very self-aware individual outside of the world, and you always have, always a positive message. So
yeah, I'll address the Asian hate. With you being, you say you're quarter or half?
Half, yeah.
I'm half, so
yeah.
I feel like we're in a crazy time. First it was the BLM, and now it's the Asians. So I feel like just as the human society, we just need to become like kinder people. I guess we're all human at the end of the day. No matter what color we are, we all bleed the same.
And I always have to reiterate, because a lot of times when people look at you, at times they may just think you're just like Korean, but you're always you're Mexican, and
Mexican,
and the fans sometimes when they find out you're also Mexican, they get super excited, knowing that.
Yeah, a lot of them say that. Oh, that's where you get your knockout power from. Yeah.
So that's great. Of course, you got the merch, the Brandun Lee merch coming out, or it's already out. So
it's out. Yep. So we got Team BL merch. We got hoodies, long sleeves, 2-color dry fits, 2-color tees, hats, face mask. That's www.teamblmerch.com. And if you guys want an autograph or extra stickers, we also got keychains too. You guys
nice.
Yep. Just DM me on Instagram, Brandun_Lee, and I'll make it happen.
All right, and then the next thing you gotta do is you got cookbooks, man. You gotta drop some cookbooks. They see you cooking on your Instagram all the time. So
maybe one day I'll drop like the Brandun Lee fitness recipe or something.
Yeah. Chris Alger, I think, has something like that. So maybe we can do a collab with him. Well, awesome. Appreciate the time, and we'll be looking forward to that fight announcement heading into July.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let me.